So yeah man, who you are, where you come from, and how did you get to reggae music?
Well, first of all, my name is Bernard Collins, original lead singer of the Abyssinians. We've been around for over 37 years, from 1969, 68, 69.
Yes.
You know, it's a long way, but I give thanks to Rastafari that I'm still on the road and I'm here tonight playing in France, in Paris. You know, and it's a rough road, but at the end, you know, I realized that, you know, my work didn't go in vain. Everything is improvising. So, you know, at present I can say give thanks to the Heavenly Father to be here tonight, that you all could see, you know, the fulfillment of the works that we've been doing for over 37 years. You know, that's say I'm Bernard Collins, lead singer on most of the tracks. Forward Unto Zion, Declaration of Rights, Good Lord, African Race, you know what I mean? Donald Manning, my co-partner, is also here tonight, and I give thanks also for him because we've been together back then until now, so I give thanks for that.
So your style is a really atypical mix that allows to give a crazy atmosphere during concert. What did you try to improve in your forthcoming album, and what are you projecting in the short future?
Well, I don't know about the short future, you know, because music to me is an inspired thing, you know. I just don't go and do music like that, but I know the last album I did was back in 1978 for Virgin Records. That was the Arise album, which was released on the Virgin label. From there on, I released an album in England by the name of Tree of Sata by Bloodfire Records. That's a compilation of the Sata Masagana versions. That's my last effort. Presently, Abyssinians really require a new album, I know for a fact, but we got to go in some negotiation. We got to rearrange things from the old time days, because now is the days of technology. So, we got to settle down and get business more together. But I have things in mind. I got new stuff in mind, and I hoping to, come up with some new stuff shortly. I don't know when. I can't give you a direct date or when, but as soon as the business part of it is sealed or come together in a proper way, then I'll go to a new venture. I'll start this venture.
So what gives you usually your inspiration to write?
Well, my inspiration really comes from deep inside of me, really. You know what I mean? Because from ever since I was a youth, back then I could remember the age of 10, 11, they used to call me Elvis Presley. Back in the country where I come from, I was an old crooner. I used to listen to them old American records, most like the Elvis Presley time. I came at the time when Elvis Presley was a star. And I want to tell you, Elvis Presley was one of my greatest influence. Back in then, they used to call me Elvis Presley. If you go back in the country where I come from, back in St. Catherine, anyone who see me would say, Presley, Presley, you know what I mean? Because I used to croon, are you lonesome tonight? All them sang there. Return a sender, address unknown. You know what I mean? So there I get my inspiration from, you know? And again, I used to love to be amongst singers, guys like John Holt, Alton Ellis, because back in Jamaica, in Trenchtown, I realized that to be a singer, you were respected by the people. You know, all sections of society always respect people with talent. So I wanted to be like the rest. It was like a university, Trenchtown, because everyone wanted to be like a John Holt or a Bob Marley or whoever was there before. You know what I mean? That's how I came in the business. I get inspired by most of the elder artists who were before me.
Okay. So in your band, you're originally on the same family since a long time. So how do you still coordinate yourself on stage? It's amazing.
No, everything just come natural. I never really plan anything when I'm coming on stage. I'm no professional. I never been to no music school. Everything that I bring out, all the music that come from deep inside of me, is just something that come natural. You know, that's why I don't know when I'll do a next album. This thing is not a thing that I plan to do. This thing is a thing that it comes out within time, you know what I mean? And there are certain things that I still have that I put together within time that gonna come out sometime as long as I'm still around, you know what I mean? But the inspiration just comes and goes. You know, I don't plan anything. I don't prepare anything. I can't tell you definitely when a next album will come out, you know what I mean? But my last effort was the Last Days album by Bernard Collins. I don't know if you remember that album. That's my first solo album, The Last Days.
That's just Rastafari values. How do you live every day the Rastafari culture?
Well, I keep myself to myself, you know, because in every religion or whatever, you know, you got to have some understanding, and there's always a opposition when it comes to religion, you know, and I'm not that deep within that trend. I keep myself to myself. I try to accept people who as they are, and I want the people to accept me as what I am, you know, because life is so funny, you know. You got to leave everything to the Creator. He judges every man, you know what I mean? And this thing about religion, you know, it's a complex thing because everyone has their own concept and their own belief, and it's always a contradiction between one and one and an opposition when it comes to reasoning. But I try to develop a sense of truth within myself. I try to live good amongst people. I try to appreciate the good side of things and the goodness and the righteous things, because from you're doing the right things and you're doing the truth, and from your truth, from your heart, and not telling no lies, you're on the right side, you know what I mean? And I try to be on the right side all the while. I'm not perfect, but I try to be right.
What do you think about the evolution of the message transmitted by Rastafaris?
Yes, because the whole concept I come from Rasta still, because Rastafari had the head creator, you know what I mean? And when we look way back from where we're coming from as a people, you know, that's why we make songs like African Race, because we know our history, we know where we're from. Back in the Caribbean, we know they brought us way beyond the Caribbean Sea from Africa in the plantation. That's how come I make songs like Declaration of Rights. Took us away from civilization, brought us to slave in this plantation, fussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way, it's worse than hell. And up to now, we as a people, you know, we still don't find where we're going, so we're still at work. That's why I'm here, to deliver the message to the people, to show them that righteousness stands.
Have you ever been in Ethiopia?
No, I never been to Ethiopia. You know, it's always in my mind to go to Ethiopia, just like I come to Europe or go to America or anywhere else. You know, because everyone always clamoring that from your Rasta you're supposed to be in Ethiopia. You know, I understand, I know what's going on in Ethiopia, but I want to go there for myself, maybe on a tour or something, to experience for myself what Ethiopia is really like. But I hear the good side of Ethiopia and I hear the bad side of Ethiopia too, you know what I mean? But I got to go there for myself, and I'm hoping one day, shortly, that maybe I'll be there to see for myself, even on a visit or on a tour. I don't know about going to live permanently, but I need to get there to check out the place and see if the place is what will I say? The place suits me then, you know. But I know Ethiopia has a lot of history. You know what I mean? From way back when, over 3,000 years of history. Ethiopia has. It has a lot of history.
Shashamane is a great city.
Yes, a lot of Jamaicans have repatriated to Shashamane over the years. Right now you got a big Jamaica community in Shashamane. From 1968, you got brethren who went down to Shashamane because His Majesty came to Jamaica in 1966. And that even made the people get more conscious in regards to going home to Ethiopia. And he gave them that land. A lot of brethren from the 12th tribe resides in Shashamane. A new generation has awakened in Shashamane. I know of that. Grandchildren, children and grandchildren who born from Jamaican parents are in Shashamane presently.
So, on your forthcoming album, have you some collaboration planned?
On my?
On your forthcoming album, are you some release? Are you releasing a new CD?
If I'm releasing a new CD
Yes.
presently?
Yes, presently, yes.
No, not really. If any CD gonna release, it must be some dub CDs. I have no new songs in such with the Abyssinians. I have new songs for myself that I've recorded in Jamaica because I live in Jamaica. Donald Mannings, he lives in Miami doing his thing. I live in Jamaica, and now and then I go in the studio and make some songs, but I have a couple of new songs on tape. Songs like Cheating is Wrong, Going Home, Singer Who Gets No Pay, you know, a couple of more singles that I did and have on tape. Arrangements need to be completed, but at least I have the basics on tape.
So, and could you sing some lyrics of one of your favorite songs?
One of my favorite songs?
So one of your new
What,
songs.
one of my new songs?
Yes.
Well, this song that I have, Going Home, it's a nice song. I have Cheating is Wrong. Going Home is more like a song dealing with repatriation. It's moving on. It's something like, moving on, brothers, we're moving on. The chosen ones moving on to the Holy Land. Moving on, brothers, we're moving on. The conscious ones moving on to where we belong. 'Cause here in this land, living an unhappy life. Every night I pray for happiness, but only sadness as he come my way. Get so tired of these isms and these schisms. That's why I'm going home. That's why I'm going home. Going home. Going home, going home, home, sweet home. No more will we roam, roam and roam.
Which amazing voice. Ah, thanks.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.